Hi everybody, it's Amy at Crafty Cat, and I'm here to do the Hugs from Shelly, the May 2019 Paper Pumpkin. It's such a pretty box. I just love that box. Anyways, I have taken out a couple of, you're going to need 2 of the envelopes, and I picked 2 different ones, and I'm using the blue, but you could use the pink. It doesn't really matter. That's your choice. And one of the cards, and I may use another one of the cards. But for now, I'm just using the one. So what I'm going to do is I have folded the flap backwards on the envelope. So it's going to come back this way. I'm just going to cut a little bit off of this to make it a straight line instead of a curved line. So I don't know if you guys can see this because I've got everything stacked up here at the top. So let's see. I just want to cut just a sliver off to get that straight line instead of the curved line. And I'm not that worried about the adhesive on there. So see, I'm just cutting off that much of the envelope so that it's straight. And then I'm going to take a piece of this beautiful velvet ribbon that comes in the kit, and I'm going to glue it right along that line that I just cut. And I want to fix this a little bit because, you know, I'm going to use my sewing scissors. I just want to make sure I get a nice clean cut right there because it was kind of fuzzy. And I'm going to use some of my tacky glue. Oops, they're not the lid. I hope all of you are having a great day. Looks like it's going to be beautiful here. We've had rain non-stop for the last 2 days, but the sun is shining this morning and the birds are singing, so that's a good thing. We're going to go like that. Just put a little bit of this on here. And I'm going to try to butt it right up to the edge there. This kit's very pretty. Lots of nice stuff in it. Sorry, I just had a cup of coffee. Pretty bad, huh? That's what 1 cup does to me. Makes me all shaky, but helps wake me up, so. And it kind of makes my day. And I'm just going to cut this here too because there's just a very slight slant to that, and I want to be able to sort of see that on there. So I'm going to let that dry a bit. And then I have my other envelope and my card. So what I'm doing is I'm going to, actually I'm not going to put the card in there yet. I'm going to put some glue. I mean, you could just lick it too, but I'm going to put glue because I want to make sure it stays where I put it. And I'm going to slide it into this envelope so it'll stick to this front area right here when I slide it in, because I'm going to put glue there. So you'll see. And I'm kind of doing the whole what do you call it, like mini album thing with this because I haven't done one of these in a while, and this is just so pretty. It would look really pretty with like maybe graduation pictures, or if you've got a wedding coming up, like a little wedding brag book kind of thing is what I'm thinking. So just very carefully put it into the other envelope and then press down on this part. That should stick right in there. So that's going to become the back of this mini album. Okay, and then you're going to need to cut some, I just use cream cardstock, some pieces that are 3.5 by 5, and then some more pieces that are 3 by 4.5. And this is, I don't have the actual crumb cake, but this is pretty close to Stampin' Up's crumb cake, so just that kind of thing. Alright, so now I'm going to take this card that we have, and I'm going to scooch it down inside of this envelope. And this is not the one I glued, and you'll be able to tell because you wouldn't be able to put the card in to the envelope if it was the glued side. This is the glued side. So I hope that's clear what we did. So I had this envelope, I'm bringing the flap backwards. I put the other flap of the other envelope into this one, I put glue on it, glued it in there, so now it's in there. And then this card I'm putting inside of the other envelope. So hopefully that makes sense. All right, so then what I'm gonna do is, I wanted to use the little For You that's on here. And they only gave us these bigger ones, so I think I'm just going to stamp it right onto that. So I need my block. And I'm going to use the Early Espresso that comes with the kit. I like these browns and blues together, they look nice together. And I am going to stamp this off once just to make sure that I'm getting a good image. Okay. And I'm going to put that right above these flowers. Don't go into the middle because it'll get covered by the flap when you fold the flap over. So just as straight as you can, and sorry if I get my head in there. Just hold it there for a minute and make sure I get the whole image. Okay, it's a little crooked, but I think it's fine. And this will come down like this. If you have one of the little like flag things, you could also do it on one of those and that would look good. And then I was going to take one of these little birds. They give these little metal birds in the kit this time, and I'm going to kind of do it like it's flying there, but we're going to glue our flap down first. So all that you'll need extra that is not in the kit is cream cardstock and like crumb cake, or if you just have craft or whatever, a light colored craft paper, that would work. That's kind of what I did because I didn't have the actual crumb cake. But you could definitely use your Stampin' Up! Stuff. And I'm going to put a dimensional on that little bird, hopefully. It's so tiny I might have to cut the dimensional a little bit. You know what, I think I'm just going to use one of these outside edges because they'll be small enough. So I'm just snipping on either side there just to get a little piece. And I'm going to put that right on the back of the bird, maybe. So see, there's just a little bit there. And I am going to add just a little glue because this is a heavier piece. Sorry, my glue is all the way to the top, so I don't know why it's not coming out. And the reason I did the dimensional is because I'm kind of doing it with the wing on the ribbon there and then the rest down below, so I didn't want it to be at a weird slant. And I'm going to let that dry a little bit. And then we'll put these together. We're just making mats for photos because, like I said, it's a little brag book. So that'll be our back and that'll be a back. And I'm just going to use glue stick to do this part. Get my ribbon out of the way. I like to make sure I get my corners because I don't like it when they roll up, stick up, bugs me. And then just, try to center it as best you can on there for a mat. I think this would be really fun for like a wedding brag book or graduation. I mean, either one would be great. Just to have something to show people at work or family members that you don't get to see all the time or whatever. I'm making 3 of these. And the last one I have sewn already a piece of sari silk at the top, and you could use lace, you could use, any kind of ribbon that you want. This is going to be the one that goes in this top pocket, so I wanted something to be able to pull it out. and it's just folded over and stitched, but you could easily glue. Just fold it over and glue it if you want to. There's also twine and stuff that comes in the kit, so you could like punch a little hole, and put a piece of twine or something through it too. You don't have to use lace or ribbon. So I guess that is something that's not in the kit as well as the sari silk, but you could really use anything to make that. You could even use a piece of paper, fold it over for a tab. So see, this one will go in here. If I can get it in there. Had it in there earlier. See, like that. So that'll stick up so that you can pull out that picture easily. And then I thought we could use, actually I might save those for, because they didn't give us very many embellishments at all this time. So that's kind of a bummer, but anyway. I was going to stamp some of these little splatters around, and I probably should have done that before I glued them on there, but we'll just make it work. So if you want to do them all over, then go ahead and do that to the crumb cake before you glue it down. Got ahead of myself again like usual. But I'm just going to put a few, so I'm not that worried about it. Just to have something for when the photos are on there to be able to see. I'm just going to do this. Make sure that it's just kind of place them sort of randomly. Because once the photograph's on there, it's not like you're gonna see every section of it anyway. And then I could even do something like this. When all else fails, just mask it. That works well. I just want something around the edges. Give a little bit of one right there. Oops. And I did get a little on there, but it's not a big deal. Like I said, be smart and do the stamping before you glue it on there. Okay, so you get the idea. And then these are just going to glue on like in here. And I know that's not great, but once a photo's there, it'll look better. Alright, so I'm going to glue those down. And there's some great sayings and stuff. I mean, you can make some pretty cards with this set. And this is just 2 envelopes, so it's not like you're using everything. Just a little brag book. And just try to get it as centered as you can. And then this one I'll do again. Actually, maybe this one I'll put a flower on for something different. So I'm just going to put the flower in the corner, and I'm only going to glue it. I'm not going to glue the whole back. That one little piece wants to stick to my finger. I'm just going to put like glue down here along the bottom of the flower so that you can put the photo in and it won't be blocked. So don't cover the whole flower or you won't be able to put your photo in. They really did a nice job on this one. Okay, let me see. I don't want to mess up directions here. I need that card to come out, so I don't want glue on this part right here. Almost messed that up. So you're going to skip this part for the glue. You just want glue where the blue is. So probably the wiser way to do that would be to glue this blue part. Sorry, had a plan, just didn't make the thing yet, so sometimes these things come up when you're in the midst of it. Try to get it centered here. Make sure I can get this out still. And I'm not going to press right there because I did put that little bit of glue, so. Alright, now while that dries, let's work on this, front of this, and then that will go inside of it. Alright, so I think I'm going to use some of this card to kind of do like a little area in there. And you could leave it plain too, so that you can, I'm going to just move that out of the way. You know, put another photo there. But I just kind of want something there. So I think I might cut this like a photo mat. Sorry, you guys can't see that. I'm just cutting this piece down. Can't remember. Let's see. And then I'm also going to use the back. This piece 3.5. So I'm cutting these at 3.5 by 4.5. Oops, what did I do? No, 3. Yeah, 3. Sorry, I was thinking of the bigger mat. Actually, this one I might want bigger. No, 3. So cut it 3 by 4.5. To make a mat for the inside of this. So you're going to use 2 cards, 2 envelopes. That way you'll still have everything evened up and you'll be using everything. And you can definitely, you know, do another mat on there, or you could just glue a photo or write something about the day or whatever. So this is just a super simple, like, mini album. I'll put that there. This one will go right in here, like we talked about. And then that's decorated. And then this is wrinkling a little bit here. I want to do something to this one. I'm trying to think of what I should do. I have a piece of this paper and I can't remember what it's called. It's in Stampin' Up's. It's like, it looks like ribbon embroidery and things like that, and the backs are all, I'll put it in my description box what it's called. I just, off the top of my head, I can't remember. But anyway, so those butterflies are in there. So I think I'm gonna, oops, everything just fell down. Use 1 strip of this, and I'm just gonna do like an inch. Just to add a little something to that. By 3.5, sorry you guys can't see. So it's 1 inch this way by 3.5. And I just kind of want that, just a little decoration over there, so you'd have to use a smaller photo. Or you could cover it, it doesn't matter if you covered it. just to add a little something to it. I have a glass tray that I glue on it if you don't watch a lot of my videos, and that's what you're hearing. So I am going to leave a little bit of an edge of the cream color. Okay. So this one goes back in here. You could also, you know, cut another envelope or something if you didn't have this paper, or just a plain colored strip would look good. You could put one of these feathers on there if you wanted to, but this is just the way I wanted it. So, super simple. Just a little mini album made out of 2 cards and 2 envelopes. And that, I think, would be a really fun, again, for graduation or wedding. So I'm going to pull this one out again. I want to make sure this dries all the way before I leave it in there. So there you have it. I hope that that was helpful. I will see you guys again soon. Please like and subscribe. Bye-bye now.